Hi guys, I'm so excited. I love doing these videos and showing you guys what I'm working on. And this one is very exciting because this one was a big achievement for me. So let's get into it. Let's talk about how I turned this into this. Okay guys, so if you know me already, you know I love going to estate sales. I love seeing the potential in things, but surprisingly with this little baby, I didn't see what my husband saw. He was actually the one that convinced me to get it and work on it. And it really was that top. That top is what was discouraging me from working on it, because I knew I didn't want to work with the top. I wanted to take it out and do a brand new top. But after thinking about it, I went with it. But then I knew, what are we gonna do? Because anyone could take off a top and then put pieces of wood and make a brand new tabletop, right? But that's not me. I like to go the hard way. No, of course not. I don't like to go the hard way. I like to go the creative way. It just happens to be hard sometimes. I just wanted to do something that was a little bit different and a little bit more creative and had me thinking and work outside the box. So after brainstorming for a while, I decided, let's do a chessboard. Now I don't remember the dimensions of a chessboard. I could probably put it on the screen, but I just found many people making chessboards online and I was like, all right, let's do it. All I had to do was trust in trusty YouTube, right? Now, of course, first things first, I sanded it down. It's the first thing I do all the time, so that way I can get it out of the way, also see what type of wood I have. But after I did that, I worked on that top. Now my husband, of course, came in like,
I'm macho, I'm gonna demolition this.
But I kind of paused them and I said, let's just see the best and easiest way to do this. And I actually found out that the person who made this table to begin with screwed the top onto the body. And so all we had to do was unscrew that and it just right off. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Anyways, after that, I got started on my chessboard. I cut 8 boards, 16.5 inches long, and cut those down to 2 inches in width. Those will end up being the columns of your chessboard. From there, I got half of those boards, stained them, lined them up in a pattern of light and dark, glued those together, clamped them together, and then put weight on top of it. You always want to put weight on top of your wood if you're gluing them, just so you can avoid buckling. Wood tends to expand and move. Definitely put weight on top of your wood if you're ever gluing them together. That way you can avoid it from buckling and having to do that whole thing all over again. After that, step 2. Looking at the board with the columns vertically, I just move that to the side, have it horizontal, and cut 8 more boards out of that, 2 inches in width. But after that, I just put all my columns in a row, flipped every other board, and then saw my mock-up. And from there, I was just super stoked, super excited. It came out awesome. But this is where the issue came in. So a professional would make a chessboard with 2 different types of wood. Of course, naturally dark, naturally light, like a walnut and a lighter wood. Cut them up, glue them together, and then run it through a planer to make sure that the top is smooth and perfect. Now in this situation, I was working more on a bang for your buck budget. I didn't do that. I stained my boards and I worked from there. And when you felt the top, you could still feel just some of that unevenness. And so I was a little nervous because I was like, I'm gonna have to sand this down, and I sanded it. But in this case, I was like, okay, it's minimal enough that you can still have the design, use it for its purpose, but also take advantage of the table alone. I was just very excited and very happy. I loved how it came out. And from there, everything was pretty easy. I just measured out my tabletop, deducted the size of the chessboard, and that remaining side all around was the tabletop. And so I just got a piece of board that measured out to that width and cut those corners at 45 degrees so that way all the corners met at 45 and glued them together. Now remember, this is a tabletop, so you do want some reinforcement, and I unfortunately did not record some of that. So there was some reinforcement in the middle and everything, but I at least got that at those corners I was able to add dowels. I met those joints by pre-drilling holes adding glue and putting a dowel inside, cutting that off, sanding it off, and it reinforces those joints just a little bit more. And I also added, just for fun, a little bit of detail on those rims, just so I can have almost like a frame-like design around my chessboard, just for that extra earth and tone touch. And then those corners were a little too sharp for me. I cut those about 1 inch off at 45 degrees and then rounded out those corners. And then from there it was even more easy, even more lemon squeezies, even more. All I had to do was attach the top to its body. I added glue around the rim of the body, and remember where I unscrewed the top originally? Well, I just had to use those pre-made drills, use new screws, and I attached the top. And then the final step, painting. In storage, I had a darker green and a beigey white, and I mixed those two together to come out with like this minty color that I had. I just realized that I mix all my colors together. I'm sorry, you guys, if you want to copy some of my colors. I promise I do use colors from the store, like a color that's already pre-made. But sometimes, you know, you want to mix in colors to get like a specific color in your mind, and you gotta go with what you have, right? Save money. Back to my colors. Mixed my two colors and it came out like a beigey, minty green, gray. It plays with the eyes. It's really beautiful. But before you can see the result, let's give it suspense. Enough suspense. Let's look at it. I mean, the way the chessboard design came out, it's light enough that you can use it as a normal mini coffee table, have your vase and books, but also purposeful to play chess or maybe checkers. The color came out wonderful as well. It's light enough but not too dark. I love, 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 love this piece. Sometimes you look at things and you're just like, man, I can't believe I did that. But this is one of those things that I'm just like, man, I did that. Like, that top was made by me. There you go, I made this table. I hope you love it. Keep watching Earth and Tone, more to come, and bye. Hot. I think it's my rosacea.